This warehouse in northern Portugal opens its doors to the public for only 2 months each year. Inside, you'll find hundreds of motorcycles and 24 vintage cars, the result of one man's 40-year passion for collecting. Welcome to the Armazém de Memórias, the warehouse of memories. Before chains became standard, many early motorcycles used simple leather belts to drive the rear wheel. Here's a 1923 SIC from France, a rare survivor of a short-lived brand. Next, a 1923 DFR. The Durand brothers only built bikes for 2 years, making this an exceptional rarity. And finally, an early motorbicane. With its brass headlamp and belt drive, it shows the bicycle roots of what would become one of France's biggest motorcycle makers. Before foot controls became the norm, many motorcycles used tank shifters, gear levers mounted on the fuel tank, changed by hand while riding. This French Cola Escoffier is a rare survivor, showing the typical 1930s handshift design. Another French maker, Olympique, produced small 175 to 250cc bikes. Few examples remain today. Even Taureau, once France's largest motorcycle brand, used tank shifters on its smaller models. And here in Portugal, a Velar frame with a Braga-built Pachancho engine proves the handshift design wasn't just a French idea. These unusual bikes are a reminder of how different motorcycling once was, and how rare it is to see so many in one place today. Pachancho engines weren't limited to one brand. They powered bikes built by other Portuguese makers too. The Sinal Pachancho was a Porto-made collaboration that helped build Portugal's post-war moped scene. Nearby, another bike has a Fullman badge but still carries a Pachancho engine, suggesting these motors powered bikes beyond the usual names. Perhaps even rarer, locally branded models. Two similar machines with leg guards. A Famel Foguetão Especial, DKW powered from the late 50s or 60s. And a Sachs engine bike badged Aprilia Lux Modello, most likely Portuguese built with Italian source parts, rather than a true Aprilia. This group of lightweight motorcycles shows off the bold styling of the 1950s and 60s. The futuristic German DKW Hummel, the bold Dutch Magnat Globemaster, the classy Swedish Rex Imperial, and this unusual Sachs-powered bike with an airplane motif. All proved that even small capacity machines could carry big design ambitions. They capture the optimism of the post-war jet and space age, when motorcycles were built to turn heads, as well as get you from A to B. Scooters took those ideas in very different directions. Here we see 3 very different takes on the scooter. The German Maico mobile of the 1950s, a car on 2 wheels with its enclosed body and touring comfort. The Italian Lambretta 150D, simple, stylish, and a true cultural icon of post-war Europe. And the German Zündapp Bella, heavier, more powerful, and built for longer journeys. 3 scooters, 3 philosophies, all part of the same booming era. Back home, Portugal had its own icons. If you grew up in Portugal, chances are you knew the Famel XF17. From the standard model to the Super Sport, these bikes carried a whole generation, becoming a true cultural icon. This trio may carry the Porsche badge, but don't be fooled, Stuttgart had nothing to do with them. These are the Macal Porsche GTs, a Portuguese creation that borrowed a famous name to stand out in the showroom. Macal offered the bike with 4 different engines, Sachs, Casal and 2 Zündapps. Sleek and sporty, the design was said to draw inspiration from the Puch Cobra, making the Porsche GT one of the cheekier entries in Portugal's motorcycling history. Some may call it ugly, but it's the rarest oddball here, the Famel Aranhuco. Only 350 were made. The Honda Dream 50, built in 1997 as a tribute to Honda's 1960s CR110 racer. Just 500 were made, making it one of the rarest Hondas in existence. This is the Cruzador Andorinha Assadouro, the Swallow Goldwing. Built by OSP in Porto and powered by Sachs engines, these elegant machines were offered in striking colour schemes, like red with gold and black with gold. Among the refined rarities are a Cleveland, a rare survivor from a short-lived American brand that disappeared in 1929, a Magnat-Debon from 1930s France, a lightweight 2-stroke from a brand rarely seen outside its home country, a French Alcyon from the early days of motorized bicycles, a French Ravat, a rare reminder of a forgotten brand, and finally, with its brass tank, acetylene lamp and intact pedals, this survivor from the very earliest days of motorcycling. The collection isn't just about 2 wheels. A few classic cars are also tucked away here, adding extra charm to the visit. What we've seen today is only a glimpse. The warehouse displays hundreds of motorcycles and cars, each with its own story. More than just machines, it's a living tribute to a passion for motoring. There are no signs throughout the collection, so I've tried to provide some information on the bikes I've featured. If you can add more detail, please share in the comments. Thanks for joining me on this tour. Until next time, ride safe and travel well.